more can I say?
Top Billin.
And yeah,
No, you don't fucked up, don't you? No, don't you?
Yo, Top Billin to ya. You know you done fucked up right. No truer words have ever been said than by my man Bill Dukes back then with Menace to Society. And shit, your boy Ozzie Newsome right now is definitely Bill Dukes because what? Come on. First and foremost, the Ravens absolutely hacked the draft, right? Straight up subterfuge or whatever you want to call it. They destroyed it. As always, right? For my money, man, Ozzie Newsome is the greatest executive of all time. Shout outs to Eric DaCosta, the actual general manager. But when Ozzie Newsome is involved, I have to defer to him because he is the absolute man and has been that way for the past 30-something years, right? Ozzie Newsome is that dude. But listen, now you done let these boys get a number one wide receiver in Rashod Bateman, and I don't want to hear it, right? On this channel, right, people know that I predominantly cover college football. For all the people who might be watching this, never seen Ravens content from me because I've never done it. But I actually used to cover the Ravens for SB Nation back when my career started in like 2013 or something like that. So I have a long history with the Ravens. Probably seen every Raven game in existence since 1996. But beyond all that, when I did my college football face-off series, I always match up guys or whatever like that. I did it previously for CeeDee Lamb and CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. So I was trying to replicate that, and I did it with Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase. And not everybody, a great deal of people will come in and be like, why did you choose Devontae Smith? It should be between Jamar Chase and Rashod Bateman. Think about that. So that was obviously way before the season started in the off-season content, preseason content, right? So what? Think about that. A lot of people coming into the year thought that Rashod Bateman was perhaps the best wide receiver in all of college football, at least 1B to your man Jamar Chase. And now the Ravens are actually able to get him in the 20s? What? And then they double back and just absolutely destroy the draft. You're talking about getting needs and then doubling down on it. I love when people do that, man. Teams can do that. If you get a guy like Rashod Bateman and that's a need for you, come back later in the draft and grab a Tylan Wallace. You're talking about two phenomenal route runners. People are saying shit like, Devontae Smith is the best route runner by far. And I'm like, what? Do you guys watch football or do you skim it? You can't be serious. Devontae Smith is a great route runner, but so is Rashod Bateman and so is Tylan Wallace. Those would be at least 3 of the top 5 route runners in this particular draft, and they're both on the Baltimore Ravens. And one was had with, the 4th round or something like that for Tylan Wallace? Same thing with my man Odafe Owe, right? Jason Odafe Owe. I hate when people change their names like that, man. To me, sometimes that's a bad omen. We've seen people change the pronunciation of their names and shit like that all of a sudden, and that shit don't ever work out. Hopefully that's not the case for my boy Odafe Owe, because he is a freak, no doubt about that. Freak among freaks. We got to see it play out. But if the Ravens get a hold of somebody like that, I have the utmost confidence that they'll do it. They specialize in pass rush, specialize in line of scrimmage players on the defense, off-ball linebackers too, obviously. But I think they can get this guy to maximize his potential. And if he does, wee. But even then, man, back further in the draft, you get a guy like Dalen Hayes from Notre Dame. What? Come on, man. Big Ben Cleveland from the University of Georgia, somebody who I covered since high school. I'll definitely do something on him, man. I went out and had to literally cover this guy in high school and do film studies on him and cover his whole entire time at the University of Georgia. The guy is a phenomenal fit for the Baltimore Ravens for what they want to do. And then even beyond that, man, they just got a whole bunch of dope-ass players, man. Even Shaun Wade. Shaun Wade, somebody coming into the year as well, had a kind of a down year. Not a down year. He got roasted. And there's no doubt about that. He was torched. But the guy is extremely talented. And before that, you could say that he was the best cornerback coming into the year. He should just play his natural position, which may have to be on the inside with a nickel roll or even move to safety. So he has positional fluidity like that. What more can you want in a draft? So at least by meets the eye standards, I would say the Baltimore Ravens had my favorite draft. I think they destroyed it. But let's move on, right? Let's not bury the lead. Getting Rashod Bateman for my man Lamar Jackson, phenomenal. You trying to judge this guy, right? People coming up on the channel, right? And I did the thing about Julio Jones and said they better not let Julio Jones go to the Ravens. It may not matter now. You talking about a guy that has never had a legitimate number one receiver. Just offhand thinking, like, guys like John Brown, probably a great third receiver, definitely a really good second receiver, not a number one receiver. Got Michael Crabtree at the end of his career. Who else? Like, come on. Hollywood Brown's a good player, but he's a complimentary receiver in my opinion. Rashod Bateman is a number one wide receiver. Reminds me of Stephon Diggs. Plays just like him, same exact size, especially when we got his actual read and his actual measurement. He's not 6'2", 210. He's 6 foot, 190 to 195 pounds. But his route running and his hands, his short area quickness, everything that I'm going to show right here on this film study, legit, absolutely legit. So let's judge Lamar Jackson moving forward. But even if you judge Lamar Jackson in the rears, you can't be talking shit about Lamar Jackson. To me, that shit goes beyond football, right? The shit, you know what I'm saying? It's a little something, shit sound funny to me. It don't pass the smell test. The guy's stats are phenomenal. The results are phenomenal. Former league MVP, won a playoff game, you know what I'm saying, already. Some of these guys have never even made the playoffs, and people think they're the absolute truth. This guy's an MVP. People talking about he can't do this and that, or his arm talent is, this person has better arm talent. His arm talent is phenomenal. You guys don't know what arm talent is. His velocity on his throws, major. Static, major. You got guys like Josh Allen, right? I love Josh Allen. I think he's one of the most talented, if not the most talented guy in the league. Lamar Jackson can do what that man can do. Josh Allen didn't look like Lamar Jackson or look worse than whatever you think Lamar Jackson did before he got a number one wide receiver. And he got the actual Stephon Diggs. Now you give Lamar Jackson the young Stephon Diggs, and then, of course, Sammy Watkins. You got Sammy Watkins on the team with Hollywood Brown, one of the best tight ends, obviously, and Mark Andrews. So that was his number one guy, but that's a guy on the inside, Mark Andrews. But he is the absolute shit for sure. Come on, man. Giving this guy some weapons. You know the run game is going to be off the chain. Offensive line has to get better with pass protection. Maybe you can say something about Greg Roman's scheme and everything like that. But come on, man. Everything is there. This team is scary. Absolutely scary. If they won the Super Bowl next season, I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. I think you better recognize for sure. But with that being said, man, I'll be back to do some more on some of these other draft picks for the Baltimore Ravens. But let's go ahead and focus on my man Rashod Bateman, because him and Lamar Jackson, that shit is going to be hard. Quick game route running. I think he's going to specialize in that. That'll help out Lamar Jackson with the rhythm and timing portion of the offense, which I think definitely has to improve, being able to keep him clean and not have a lot of the stuff be off schedule. He will be on time exactly where you want him to be. So you see him here at the top of the screen, this 2x2. He's going to be running an in-breaking route, but look how he layers it. He understands how to get cornerbacks off balance, and a lot of it will have to do with this leveraging. Now, check this out right here. Running full speed. Oh, you see the layers in that? Be able to get that separation. Come on, man. You know what's coming if you watched the channel before. Check this out, right? Giving them no tail, splitting half a man, pressing it vertically until it's not vertically. Now, look. You see this? The subtle outside approach right here, right? It's originally a numbers grip, right? A numbers grip, but then he puts it to the numbers just to get my man to turn his hips, get him to flip his hips, and he does a goofy speed term with some of these lanes we coming up here talking about. Not a damn speed term. That's called incorrect. Now look how far he's out leveraged. Just that quick. Look at the distancing right here. Social distancing is at its finest with your man Rashod Bateman. Now look at this. It's an in-breaking route, so he's even further done for right there. Look at that. That ain't enough for Dr. Fauci. That is Dr. Fauci approved right there. Easily 6 feet right there on an in-breaking route. Lamar Jackson would definitely love something like that, and he's usually money after the catch. So one more time, full speed, so you can get the gist of that. That's nasty right there. So same thing right here. You'll see him at the bottom of the screen, plus split into the boundary. Look at the variance and rhythm, and look what he does. That's two different cornerbacks. He did the same exact thing too. This time, man, he's giving you that severe yak, baby. Yakety yak. Don't come back. So look at the rhythm variance of the route. Starts out right here, right? Really gauging him, looking him in his eyes like Medusa. He's Medusa-ing these dudes out here. And then getting this man, you see that right there? Stick that foot in the ground, but he's not automatically even going inside with an in-breaking portion. And look at this dude. What is he doing? What is he looking at? Come on. He's looking at his coach for help right here. He's like, help me. Why you got me out here on the island with Rashod Bateman? Look at that. Now he's still pressing it vertically just to then stick the foot in the ground. So once again, 6 feet. You got to love it, right? 6 feet, Dr. Fauci approved, social distancing at its finest. That might be more than 6 feet. Good Lord. But the rest, as they say, is history. Look at that. Look at the yards after the catch. And he's a tough cat, too. So he's a cat you can play over the middle. You can play him at both X and Z. Come on, man. What can't this cat do, right? He can go up and get it off the top shelf, everything. This time working in the slot. Now, you can see they got their wires crossed because this is essentially 11 personnel, but the tight end flexed out top here. So he's working in the boundary, but in the slot. And you have a linebacker here, but they also have the safety here. So they're trying to bracket this dude, and he's running a slant. And look at the athleticism to be able to get it and get on. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile, man. Look at that. Split the difference, break the angle, off to the races. One more time, full speed. Right there. Stick that foot in the ground. The safety, he was at his mercy. So the safety ends up being the one, right, that's on top of the bracket, but he's pushing it vertically still. So the safety is still in his pedal. Once he sticks that foot in the ground, right, look at that. No, he can do both. I have a thing with no load, no gather as far as the route running goes. And then you have guys like Jerry Jeudy who has a heavy gather, rhythm hesitation type thing that they do, but he can do both. But right here, no tail, no load, no gather, just cuts a sharp angle. Good throw here by Tanner Morgan, and he gets it over the linebacker, and the safety just couldn't take a better angle because he ran such a good route. And, of course, rack him. All right, so you want to know what it's like to press a guy like your boy Rashod Bateman right here? We got him going against Faion Hicks. I love Wisconsin football, and Wisconsin always try to get hands on man, hashtag hands on man. But check this out. Ooh, come on, man. He muscle relaxed this dude right off the line. Come on, Faion Hicks caught a bad one. One more time, full speed. Ooh. He didn't know what to do, man. He lost control of his central nervous system or something. He was hit with a tranquilizer dart. Look at that. Shot the press. He shot the press and thought better of it. Then my man gives him the hesitation stutter. Look at that. All from that. Look, just from a hesitation stutter. From a hesitation stutter, my man get hit with the tranquilizer dart and had to sit it down and get his break dance on. Come on, man. You talk about somebody with some severe route running skills. That shit was crazy. Originally running a dig here with his numbers grip, and you'll see his ability to ad-lib and reverse course, keep the play alive. Tanner Morgan, the quarterback, does a good job of this right here. And we know Lamar Jackson, one of the best at it. So you see him scramble, and then my man reverses course and goes up and gets it. In traffic, too. Or at least with some bodies around him. See Tanner Morgan. Now you see Rashod Bateman right here. Now watch him. As soon as he sees Tanner Morgan reverse course, he does the same, tries to find a weak spot, and goes up and gets it. Bodies around him, too. Good throw by Morgan here. Not sure why the cornerback didn't try to go up and get it, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter to his sight line. Natural hands catcher. Move the chains, baby. Let's go. Inside fade right here. And you can see once again catching. It doesn't matter who's around him. If the ball's in the air, it's his. Now look at the variance. Come on. And the variance in route running. Ball underthrown, or maybe they planned it that way. Maybe it was a back shoulder type deal right here. One more time, full speed. I want you to see how he comes out the gate and then accelerates. Accelerate right past the guy. If Morgan could have pushed it past him, look at this. Right there. Now, first of all, look at this. comes out almost in a jog, and then accelerates right when he hits that outside approach for the route. And he's clearly got a step on the guy, but Morgan underthrew it, right? So imagine some of these guys with the type of stats that you see other people put up. Imagine if he had a Tua Tagovailoa throwing to him, or Joe Burrow like we've seen, or a Mac Jones like we've seen from some of these other receivers. So you always got to look at it that way as well if you're scouting something. But, right up over him, turns and adjusts. So the goalpost wasn't in the way, but you get the gist of it there. Right up over his helmet, corrals that bad boy, strong hands through the core, comes out. There you go. Make a play for your quarterback. Not sure if I ever seen anything like this before. He's running a stuppo, which will be a stutter and post. So you can see him get out, chop it down, and then dart to the post. So a little bit different way of running that. Usually you see a stutter and go, but look at that. Drew him in and then muscle relax him. The dude fell. Come on. Dude fell. My man slipped. He putting everybody on the ground, man. He got his Allen Iverson on right here. Look at that. Almost look like you're gonna see. Look, it's a screen bluff. It's a screen bluff. You can see it right here. Looking like they'll throw the screen right here, so it look like he's stalk blocking, and then he shoots it. So that's a really creative play right there from Minnesota. So he comes up like it's going to be a screen, and look, he's unable to transition. Dr. Fauci approves that, definitely. Touchdown. Wish we could have seen it from this side, but even more. But you just see him when he comes out in the distance created there. Hell of a play. Gonna go ahead and cut it right there. You guys get the gist of it. I just want to say, man, talk that shit about Lamar Jackson if you want, but at least give him this particular season right here where he has a wealth of weapons. Like I said before, Sammy Watkins, a guy like Hollywood Brown, of course, Mark Andrews, and then add in a Rashod Bateman and a Tylan Wallace. Got to get to something on Tylan Wallace as well. Got to wake him up, man. He's got some dudes there. Maybe a guy like Miles Boykin can finally step it up. Run game on point. Offensive line. Hate that Orlando Brown shit, man. That shit hurt me to the heart right there. There's no way you should ever let a guy like that dictate. But, man, it is what it is. I understand it's a business as well, and you may lose him anyway. But a guy adding in Ben Cleveland there, and then Alejandro Villanueva, it's still going to be hard on the offensive line. So we shall see. So give Lamar Jackson a fair due process like you would give anybody else, and stop that bullshit. That dude can play some quarterback. There's no doubt about that. But at least make it fair. All right. With that being said, man, make sure you support quality content as always. Your boy out here giving you that heat rock. Anything you want to give is anything, man. Make sure we keep the lights on. It's your boy Underground King Murph Baldwin here. And with that being said, peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.